Now we have a small center in there. I think that was number 3. And we're going to be using a relieved tip tailstock center. I'm not worried about the center being large and strong. It's just going to keep my part located. And it can be done without, the part could be done without the tailstock support, but having it, well, then you know your part's not going to move. Alright, I got a high-speed steel cutting tool in here because I want to have plenty of clearance for my center support, and our regular CNMG tool has a lot more mass to the right of the cutting edge, and it would likely interfere over here. So what I'm going to do, start the spindle, touch off on the face, zero the readout, run down the part, make a mark so I know where the shoulder is going to be located. Then I'll come back down here, touch off. I'm at 1 inch now. I'm going down to 5/8. Yeah, 5/8 for a 5/8 18 thread. So that's 375 thousandths of total material to remove. I'll probably take it in 4 or 5 passes, and then we'll do our thread relief groove. Then we'll thread the part, and the next step after that will be to switch to a lathe with a collet, or to put a collet on this lathe and then do the spherical ball feature at that time. Check my size. Alright, part is turned, thread relief groove has been cut, and chamfers have been applied. All we need to do now is set our gearbox to cut 18 threads per inch, and we'll thread this part, and then we have to go to a lathe. Other than this one, actually, because of the compound, I can't use the radius tool because the T-nut is kind of a goofy size. But I'll move to a different lathe. We'll cut this spherical feature on the end, and then we'll go over to a mill and we'll drill the cross hole through the part. Alright, everything's set up, ready to thread. And we're set on 18 threads per inch. Alright, so I'm set up over here in the dual lathe with the radius attachment tool. I'm not going to go over setting the radius tool itself in the video. We'll do that in person. But as you can see right now, here's my cutting tool. I'm going to very cautiously approach the end of the part with the tool. I'm going to stop just short of touching, or maybe I'll lightly touch off on that surface. And then down below, you can't see it on the weigh surface, but I have a dial indicator, travel indicator, 1 inch. I'm going to move away from that surface by 3/1000ths of an inch. At that point, I will not move the carriage or the compound at all. I will only be swinging the arc and moving the cross slide in. Now remember, this is a 5/8 diameter right now, and I'm going to cut it to a 9/16. So as I'm coming in, first I'm obviously going to make contact with the corners, and then eventually I'll be cutting a, well, almost a complete ball. once I get a full cleanup, I can measure that diameter, and then it's just a simple exercise of measuring the diameter and then dialing in the cross slide to the desired amount. And I'll end up with a ball that'll be 0.562 to, let's say, 0.558. I want to keep it pretty close to that 9/16 size. If I were to mess up, I would have to just select a different size drill bit for my cap piece. Enough talk. Let's get going. So the tool itself is at the 3 o'clock position, and as I'm approaching, I'm kind of wiggling it back and forth. So that right there is, I'm going to call touch off. So down below, out of this camera shot, I've zeroed my readout. Now I'm going to move the carriage back towards the tailstock by about 3 thousandths. So now there's a light gap, and that'll be wonderful because when I stop to take measurements, I'll be stopping at this position and my tool will not be touching anything. Now RPM on this, sometimes you have to go a little bit slower than you would think because of the amount of overhang here from where we're mounted to where we're cutting. That's greater than 6 inches, or right at it. But either way, it's a lot of leverage. So the radius tool has increased surface area, and we have a overextended tool. So it's the perfect recipe for chatter, and high RPM and chatter are best friends. So we're going to be going slower than we would imagine, but not down at like 50 RPMs or anything like that. We're going to be looking in the 300s or so. 315 on this lathe, that's where we're going to start and see how it goes. Oh, and one quick note before I get going here. I'll zoom in. Notice I have that little gap right there. That's necessary so this portion here doesn't rub on the nose of the collet closer. And this tool is going to get in the way of the camera. There's no good way to film this. Now moving in with the cross slide. So you can see right there, I finally made contact. Now I had to stop myself at this 3 o'clock position. I don't keep on swinging because that would be bad. And that was about a 30 thousandths adjustment in on the cross slide. Once I get cut, I really don't pay a lot of attention to how much I take per pass. I just give it a little twist and then I feed the tool. Now this takes no physical strength at all. You actually need to have discipline to not overfeed the tool. Now it's a big radius tool, so you're not going to get lines in your part, but it will affect your finish. Now I'm picking up some chatter already. I can feel it through the wrench. And I haven't swung around to the back side yet, because I don't think it would make contact back there just yet, because the groove section and just the, yeah, so we're still a little bit away. At any point while you're cutting yours, if something looks weird, stop. Ask for help and figure it out. This is not the situation that you want to just wing it. unless you like making parts. So I got a lot of chatter on that one. I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not. Now the cap's going to cover up any slightly imperfect finish, but I don't want to just suffer with a chattery cut over and over, so I'll make an adjustment. And it just now lightly cut on that back corner. So the first thing I'm going to try here is a simple RPM adjustment, which usually will help a lot. That's not right. Try again. And that seems like it'll solve. Oh, I spoke too soon. I was gonna say I thought that would solve the chatter. Actually, I want to do something for the camera. Take a measurement here. And I'm at 620. If I had painted that surface when it was still a cylinder, then I would have been able to see exactly when I got a full radius across the outside surface. But I waited too long. So I'm at 620, I'm going to 562. And that's 10 thousandths pass I'm taking here. I want to see if I can get this chatter squared away before I get to my finished size. Yeah, right there it's talking to me. So after this pass, I should be at 600. I'll take a measurement. You know, I'm saying I'm getting this chatter, but it's actually a beautiful finish. Yeah, 603. So things are pretty much where they should be. Zoom in a little for you. I think I'll just take this in 4 more passes of 10 and just call that good. back in for the finish pass. Take a reading here. Yeah, 71. Yeah, 571. So I'll just take 10 more. Call it good. Maybe I'll take 9. And then I could bump it with a file. Get rid of some of those ridges. Feedback really slow. Now this will probably change my diameter a little, meaning I'll get a bigger cut than I thought. But I actually only went in 8. So that kind of changed my mind as I was speaking. Yeah, that's beautiful. Nothing wrong with that. $562 was the target. Oh, okay, so 564. So that 2 thousandths I didn't go, I should have. That's gonna be okay. All right, now let's run over to the mill and drill the cross holes.